Magic Live in the museum. This is Lynetta. How are you, Lynetta?
Hi. I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Lynetta is going to show us around.
Okay, so here's what my concept was right here. You'll see it says Art and Magic. And so my concept with this was taking every cover that Magic has ever had that was an original piece of art. You'll see that's the Martin Gardner, and that's dominoes that were all pieced together. Those are actual dominoes. And if you back up, you can see the portrait, but up close, it just looks like a lot of dominoes. And then this right here is an original painting. That's Stan Allen. We got Uri Geller. All of these were original pieces done for the magazine. Each one of these were specially created for that, including all. And then we come down here, and we have comics that were created. And so, especially that Charlie Fry gave me his original sketches that were his concepts. So we see from this his original concept and how it ended up appearing in the magazine. Like this.
Yes.
And then
the Grand Illusions. I have the one with the illusion builder and the illusionist and the assistant standing.
Well, all she has to do is squeeze in there and put her elbow behind her ear, and the illusionist going, "Yeah, I think that might work." And you can see the assistant just going, "Shoot me now."
Yeah. But somehow he actually agreed to paint live here for me, and it's
fantastic.
This is not something that he does all the time. This is something
big pleasure,
very, very special, and
it's a dream for me.
It's a dream for me. It was a dream for me. That's whose dream it was. It's like, I mean, I couldn't believe it because it was so important to me. I was like, if it's a museum, I'm like, if I can have this.
I was about halfway.
Living museum.
And when you said yes, when I saw the email where you said yes, I was like,
I think a little bit.
Yes, he said yes. This, I think, for a lot of magicians, this to them is Copperfield iconic.
That's the essence of Copperfield right there, isn't it?
Yeah. I wish they were back there running it right now because it's still it lights up. I mean, it looks like an elevator actually operating.
And it still comes up off the base and flies down.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about all of this right here is I didn't know I was getting this. I just thought I was getting everything else, and I was so happy with what I had. Yeah. And then I get the phone call that they want to do this and that Homer's designing this whole everything, and I'm blown away. I cannot believe this. And so Homer designed this whole display.
Oh, it's a flying cloud.
That's a flying cloud.
Yeah. Oh, this is from the Flying Illusion.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that's a cloud.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then this is basically an illusion gone wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear about that.
Because and I feel bad because I can't remember the set designer's name who designed it, but they wanted to do Cocoon. It was like David was going to be turning into a girl, but if you look at that, you can fit like six girls in that
There's a
thing.
few
It's
girls
so
will fit
huge.
in that. Yeah.
And she puts a trap in the back. Well, you don't need a trap to do this trick. And so, not that we ever use traps anyway.
No, of course not. Never.
And so they told her, they said, you know, we want you to come backstage and we want you to see the show from behind the scenes so you get a better idea of what we're doing. So she goes back and she watches the show, and afterwards she's like, oh, she says, you should have audience sit backstage and watch the show. She says, it's way more amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, so it never really happened.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what the illusion is.
It was going to be.
It was going to be that, but it's a fail. Yeah.
We've all had
But
it.
yeah. But it's something that, I mean, a lot of this is stuff that you would just never, ever get to see.
No, not at
So
all.
it's, it's really fun.
And there's
And
David's cover.
yeah, that's
of them?
that's when David, that's one of the covers when David was on. And this statue right here is the traveling magician.
Oh, wow.
And there's the entire story for all of that. And then over here, this is an exciting exhibit right here. This is the Di Vernon collection.
Ah, the professor.
Yeah. So these are all Di Vernon's props. And this belongs to David Copperfield. And David donated a lot of things, but a lot of people donated to everything. They loaned me. I mean, I can't, like the duck hunting exhibit, I can tell you everything. David owns the Metamorphosis trunk. And Chip can tell you a lot about the duck hunting.
Hey, Chip.
Chip gave me these costumes, the poster, all these personal pictures, all of these, the award, the programs, everything back there. Chip gave me all of that, and so he has stories that he can tell you. Greg Gleason gave me the Pharaoh.
Oh, he's got Pharaoh.
Yeah, in his dining room.
We're the Triple Alliance.
Yeah, they are.
Copperfield, Romero, and Gleason.
Yes.
Leroy, Talman, and Bosco's got nothing on them.
Yeah. And so if you notice, these are the costumes that are in that poster.
Yeah.
Right.
This is his first brochure.
I remember that.
He's 17 years old.
Oh,
He says,
wow.
I want to make a brochure. Don't be in the dark concerning entertainment. Boom, we got a rabbit in a hat. Hindu for Doug Henning.
Hindu.
17 years old. That was his first. He was very, very, very talented at 17. I'll say this one thing and then we'll close. The world of magic, this is the night that everything changed. December 26, 1975. This is the script, or Doug's script, from the very first special. It changed everything.
Wow.
So there's the script, and then there's the award for that special. The reason they stopped doing it is because the tigers got loose and ate most of the animals that were going to be produced, and also chased executives into death. It's a true story. It's
probably more
so
the
they
executives
more
than
alive.
yeah.
They, as a matter of fact, it was a $1 million mystery for the animals. They kept reproducing the same rabbit 7 times.
Right, okay. And was that the one at the end of the
Yes.
special he
Yes.
mimed producing the birds from the...
That is correct. The,
Yeah.
the little box.
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
chest, which of course was a companion to the large chest in the beginning. Yes.
Unbelievable. The nerve.
Incredible.
How he could do that. Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this right here, this is Houdini's water torture cell. Now I don't know if it was burned.
Yes,
and it
is
was
it-
pretty
this
much
is the one that was
destroyed.
burned, wasn't it?
This is the one that was burned. Now the funny thing is, I got in it when I got in the burned.
Oh,
when it was
really?
just the scraps and everything. I got in it because I had to. I was like, I getting in it. And it was this fun day where I got in Houdini's sub trunk and everything. It was like, oh, I can tell you it was backtracked.
Really?
and
It's
yeah,
not faster.
And now all of that over there, that came from David, from Chip, and from Greg, and this came from David Copperfield.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it. He said, "Tell me what you want." And I'm like,
Okay, the first special is alive.
How about that? And he said yes. I was dying. I was just
Unbelievable.
dying
Yeah.
inside. I couldn't
He
believe
was very
that,
generous in
that
giving.
Incredibly generous.
He was very generous with everything. I honestly,
Yeah.
I was really blown away.
It's more than you could ever expect, isn't
Chris
it?
Skinner took me around the warehouse, and it was like, "What's your wish list?" And I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!
Fantastic.
This is
Yeah.
my wish list." Yeah.
So how
it's all-
badly burnt was it?
It was all all the wood, and all of this was destroyed. All the wood. It was just the hardware really
Okay,
that survived the fire.
Yep.
This was literally just charred pieces of wood. It was
Wow.
Now what we have is this is what I call the living legends. And what I wanted to do here was with Marvin Roy and with Norm Nielsen, they were part of an era that you could have this amazing 7 to 9 minute act, and you could travel the world, and you could have this wonderful career. And Nielsen are really good friends of mine, and so I got very personal items included. Norm's violin, which is the most famous for his coin ladder, but I also got his makeup kit and his tool kit and the Snoopy box. This is funny. Norm comes out on stage and he's like one of the most elegant performers ever. That's his confetti in there. He stored his confetti in his Snoopy box. Yeah. Beautiful. And these are the hands Kari Handler. She molded. She's got a whole collection of the hands, and those are Norm's, and those are Marvin's over there.
Wow. And Norm made these props himself as well? Do we know?
I believe. Oh yeah,
I'd say he must have.
No, Norm made his stuff. Yeah. He's an amazing craftsman. And then I've got Marvin Roy's, and now the cases right here. They're secret. What's inside them?
Right.
I've seen it. I sneak to peek. Don't tell Marvin. Nobody's supposed to see inside of him.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, but this is Carol's dress, and there's the lampshade from right there's
From
the
the light bulb?
picture.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the light bulb. That's Marvin's.
And there's the giant light for the end.
Now the two of them were hanging out here, but they got tired and they had to leave. And they do special effects for films, which is incredibly magical in and of itself. Scott's going to demo this for you. This is a mechanical hand.
You want to get some good animation, some good motion.
Because the Bert was operating earlier. I think they were having a problem with the power to it or something.
So I'm like, how cool would it be to get a real run?
Magic sets. David has a huge collection of it, and we wanted to bring in the huge collection, but we couldn't figure out a way to display it and keep it safe. And Misto Magic, I think so many of us got into magic from Magic Kids, magic sets when we were kids. I mean, that's what I wanted for Christmas was magic sets, and Misto really started. They're the same company that did the microscopes and all those fun kits for kids. Yeah, and
so that's pretty much a perfect.
This is a
set,
perfect
isn't it?
set
Look,
right
look,
here.
There's barely
It's
a
a
blemish
perfect
on
set.
it. And how old is that one?
I'm
we think?
not sure. I think it was it 29? I can't remember.
Wow.
I honestly I don't know for sure the year. I don't know.
It's
the
very
year.
early, isn't it, by the looks of it?
But it's amazing that this exhibit right here is the Keller Thurston wand, and we're going to go over there, and you're gonna videotape the wand. But when Keller passed on his show to Thurston, that's what this wand over there is about. So this is to commemorate the passing on. And so if you come over here, you'll notice that the shadow that's cast off of this, if you stand on either side, you'll see it's a silhouette. And this wand, as you turn it, it turns from Keller into Thurston to commemorate the passing of the wand from Keller to Thurston, his axing, isn't it? It's so cool. And then here's a wand collection. These are just very, very famous wands, which are just as magic
Just
geeks,
something
we're all
else.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah. They're,
Oh, wow. So whose is whose?
here, yeah.
So, Flesh and Truly.
And again, this is all coming from David, yeah?
No, this came from Mike Caveney. I just want to
yeah.
explain what we've got here, and I want to explain why I wanted to do this, because a lot of people don't know I worked with Harry.
She did.
And so when I was given the job of putting this together, I said, I want to do a Blackstone dynasty.
Yeah.
I said, because I worked with Gay and Harry, and I said, I want senior, junior. I said, but I want gay also. You don't know this part of it. I said, I want gay also.
Part of the exhibit, isn't that nice?
And I said, because even after Harry passed away, I said, Gay has found her own niche in the magic community, and herself has contributed tremendously to the community. I said, so it's very, very important to me to make sure.
And really perpetuated the legacy as well.
You didn't know that.
No, I didn't know any of this. This is all news to me.
Yeah, she didn't know that. She didn't know that part of the story. But I insisted, because I was like, I mean, you are contributing tremendously right now to magic. With the shows you're producing, the TV shows. I mean, one reason magic is so popular right now is
I've given a lot of people a lot of work.
Yes, you have, and you've exposed a lot of people to magic. That you know, and it's very popular right now.
This is his trademark look of the flames, and the tie, which we always referred to as the rabbit ears. Just a little sense of humor, a little fun with it.
Because he always sort of had that flame design on his lapels.
Just
didn't
enough to give a magical feel. You know.
Yep.
And then this is Harry has had 3 Hirschfelds that were done of him. This is the first one that was done, and this is the original, which hangs actually in the family room of our home.
Really interesting from the standpoint, to my knowledge, it is the only piece that from 2 of the major builders in America, Owens Magic and John Gahn and Associates, they both worked on this piece. Owens built it, and then John Gahn, who is known as quite an artisan because he's an artist as well as an incredible builder,
He did the outside design, and Owens built it. And as much as I hate to admit it, Don Post, who made the head, did it 37 years ago.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, it looks
looks
great.
identical now, Guy.
It looks
yeah,
great,
you haven't
though.
changed.
I mean, it really, really does look great to me. I mean, I was blown away by it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And all just troops into one piece. I guess the head
Yes.
box probably comes off.
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Well, no, it actually all travels together in one
and just
very large case.
roll it out and do it.
Is from 1920, when Harry Sr. was very much involved in doing posters, and this was a piece to be done by Otis and in the prints that were done. And I did not think any of them had been done of this, but I have learned that apparently 6 prints were done from this, but it was the when they did it with the color prints, the lithographs, yes. So that's what that one was. And then this was an interesting piece because the Library of Congress, for reading, put out posters to encourage children to read. And this particular year, they did Harry and Sting.
Oh. And was that distributed all over the country?
All over the country, yes. And then this is our Broadway poster. We were at the Majestic Theater, which at that point was the largest theater on Broadway, and it was one of the Schubert theaters. And we still hold the record as the longest running magic show in Broadway history.
Wow, that's impressive.
We ran 5.5 months.
Jeez.
Come around to this one. This is beautiful.
Now, this is a beautiful piece. Yeah.
Have I seen you in that?
Yes, you have seen me in this. Both this as well as the black and gold are Bob Mackie pieces. And then this piece, which is the radio cabinet, which has been living in the master bedroom in my home. The inside of it was all painted by Harry Sr. Now we had the outside of it repainted for Broadway, and we toured with it. But the inside was all done by Harry Sr. So, and the piece itself was built in 1923.
Was that built by Harry and Pete? Or?
No, it was built I'm sorry, I've now blanked. It was built by not a typical magic builder, and it is a one-of-a-kind piece. No one has ever seen anything else like it. And these are kind of fun because I believe Harry is probably the only magician who's ever won a drama log award. And then we have one of the beautiful John Gahn wands and box that are neat. And then the wand to the right was designed by Carl Williams, and he has then hand carved the two ends. One end is carved of Harry Blackstone Sr., and the opposite end is Harry Blackstone Jr.
Wow.
That's a piece, isn't it?
And then we have our gold record, which is just a giggle. We were hired by a group that was producing a tour, and they did tours all the time, but most of the time they hired singers, and when they sold out, they gave them a gold record. Well, our tour totally sold out, so they gave us a gold record.
As
So
you do.
yeah, so
As you
I
do.
think
Fair
it's
enough.
wonderful. So we have a gold record also.
Very nice.
And this is Harry's Chinese robe.
Is that from like Sands of the Desert?
This is from the Oriental robe, which he did Sands of the Desert.
He
Yes.
did do that, yes.
I remember him putting the robe on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in case you couldn't tell, Harry loved beautiful wardrobe pieces, and they were all exquisitely done in many, many layers. So, I mean, this piece was also built in 1979. But like his suit, they were all done in Barathea wools and things. So everything was done with very good qualities, and they've held up for many, many years.
So our next exhibit is Ricciardi. Now, this is the buzzsaw.
The
And
buzzsaw.
For people who haven't seen Ricciardi do the buzzsaw, this is an example right there. He would get the girl, and blood and guts were just flying everywhere. It was just a horrific, nasty mess. And we're
Even
not,
today it's difficult.
Even
to watch,
today
isn't
it's
it?
difficult. We're
Yeah.
talking about the 1950s that they were doing, so I can only imagine how shocking through the 70s. It must have just been so shocking to everyone.
Are they? Is that just aging? Do we think on
I
the table,
don't
or
know. I
could it
think-
possibly be
I don't know.
some? Right.
But I really want to
It's
climb
nice
up
to
there.
think it
I
is.
really want to
Yeah.
climb up there and
Yeah.
get a picture
Oh.
on that. I'm dying. I will. I'm not saying that when this thing closes down, I'm going to do it. But don't be surprised if you don't see a picture floating around of me doing that. And this is Ricciardi's costume. This is his signature costume. I think most people remember him
Yes.
in this
Yeah.
outfit right here. This is his decollete chair.
Fantastic.
And this is the tip-over trunk,
tip-over.
and that's the video
Yeah,
of him performing
that.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember the one he did on, I think it was Magic with the Stars or something, with Kathy Lee Crosby.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
that VHS tape over and over. And actually, just recently I've made it into a DVD.
Okay.
It's digital now.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest. I watched it over and over and over again, and the boom boom, and I'm like, I don't want to say what but I'm shocked at the speed. It's,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because-
I'm not wanting to give away any magic,
No,
but
no,
I'm,
no, so-
I was like,
Sort of
well,
the fact that we get to
that's
that
what,
point.
That's what
That's the one.
that's
Exactly.
what kicks
Yeah.
me every time.
Exactly.
Is I'm
Yeah.
like,
Hang
but he
on.
just showed her,
Yeah.
and
It's very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I like the fact the trunk is slightly offset on the table,
yeah.
and that's how it was built.
I don't know. Yeah. This is another piece that came from David Copperfield's
Yeah, I
collection.
saw recently that the provider
Yeah.
out of a barn in Brazil, was it? I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a theatre. He was a master. This guy was a master.
So this is obviously the Penn and Teller exhibit. And this is another one that I called them up. They said, sure, what do you want? And I gave them a list, and they brought everything I asked for. And then they got here and they said, you know what? She didn't ask for enough.
Right.
And they went back. They went back to the warehouse and they came back with even more. And so we'll come around here. And of all the silly things that I asked for Mofo.
Mofo, you got-
I asked for Mofo.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I walked in. I said to my other friend, I said, "They've got Mofo." He said, "Who's Mofo?" I said, "Oh, you're kidding."
It's
You don't
Mofo.
remember Mofo?
So
The
yeah,
talking gorilla.
of all the silly things, and people are like, "What did you?" What I said, "Mofo." I wanted
You've
Mofo
got
here.
Mofo. I
Yeah,
completely agree.
and Mofo underneath Mofo is the truck wheel.
Oh,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
truck running over it. Yeah, it's
yeah.
starting to disintegrate, but that's what
Yeah.
that is. We have the helmets from the Bullet Catch Act, and that's the wall from it. This is Blast Off. The cabinet from
No, I
Blast
didn't even
Off.
see that before.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's my
Blast
favorite Penn and
Off.
Teller piece.
Blockhead. We've got their fire eating. We have the star from the Walk of Fame right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and of course, it's an FU trophy.
Oh, of course.
We gotta have one of those. We got the rat trap.
Yeah.
I mean, with the clear cups and balls. And we also over there we have their
So much to see
Emmy. We've got their awards. Yeah, I mean.
And is that one of the blocks of concrete?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Blockhead.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
That's
Blockhead. There it is.
Blockhead,
Yeah.
yeah. So now come around and we've got some awards over there that I want you guys.
Okay, it's
Oh,
Blast
you
Off.
thought it was a display
It's my
cabinet?
favorite
No,
Penn and Teller
it's
piece,
Blast
and I
Off.
didn't even
It's
recognize
Blast
it.
Off. Yeah, that was one thing I definitely asked for was Blast Off.
yeah, absolutely.
Blast Off and Mofo. I'm like, I must have
You've gotta
Blast Off
they're
and
two
Mofo.
classics.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
so,
a friend of mine owned a magic shop, and the day after that was on TV in Australia, he got calls.
oh,
Hey, can I buy that rocket
oh,
ship
you're
thing?
kidding.
No.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so I couldn't believe it. I didn't ask for enough from them. Can you believe that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I
Still live it,
really
haven't they?
honestly cannot believe how generous everybody was loaning me things. I mean, I would ask, and I just expected to hear no, honestly. I would expect to hear no, and then they would go, yeah,
You
do
were
you
told
want anything
yes so
else?
many times.
And I was like, you're kidding me. It was, it was amazing.
So how did this
And-
whole project start? Stan approached you?
Yes, Stan approached me. They had kind of started working on it, and actually it was with my friend Vinny Grasso, who just fooled Penn and Teller
Okay,
on Full
yes, yes.
Okay, but then they decided they needed him to produce the shows here.
Right.
And so that's when they called me. And so I was like, okay, maybe. So my friend Lupe Nielsen, who had done it before, I called her up and I'm, Lupe, should I do this or should I not? And she says,
What am I putting myself in for?
you're going to be really happy you did this and you're never going to want to do it again. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm at a place in my life where I think I need to do things that terrify me. And this terrified me. And I didn't know where to start. And I went, where do I start? And I told myself, you just start.
Yeah. And I think
And
you've started
so
with a lot of goodwill probably as well.
I
Yeah,
made
and
some phone calls and I was so shocked.
Yeah.
With the first phone call, yes. The next phone call, yes. I mean, and the more I got yes. And that's what I'm saying. Even with the Copperfield stuff, I thought everything was as great as it could be. And then I get the phone call that stuff's coming in. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding. I thought it was here and then I can't, it was so amazing. I couldn't even get to the
and then
top
they
of how
build
great
the
it was.
elevator in.
Yeah, they come
Yeah.
in with the, I'm like, you can't fit the elevator in. And Chris Skinner says, you know what? We measured.
Yeah.
We figured out a way. We can fit the
They'll be the
elevator
experts in fitting
I'm
the
like,
elevator in.
I'm
Yeah.
like, bring it in.
Let's do it.
Bring it in. I'm game. This is, yeah.
it's
So,
fantastic.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lynetta.
Thank you
This is
guys.
absolutely brilliant.
Thank
We
you.
really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
your time.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you
your
so
time.
much.
You've done a marvellous job. And
Thank you.
I guess everyone here, the 1,600 people,
We're the luckiest.
we're the luckiest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks again.
Thank you.